how to choose your people. James Allen said, we don't attract what we want, we attract who we are. And whenever you are in a space where you can become that which you seek, that's who you're going to attract. People often say, Victoria, you have such wonderful friends. I do, because I literally repel those who are not honest. I repel those who are not out for my best interest. Do people come into my life that are not the best for me? Absolutely they do. But they don't stay long, because there's something in my spirit and my heart that they know this is not the place for them. And how do we get here? How do we get to the place to where we can attract those who will uplift us, those that we can uplift, because this does go both ways. And I'm going to go to Shakespeare on this one, when he said, to thyself be true. Because when you are true to whom you are, and you can stand in your own power, no one can come and take that from you unless you let them do it. And it also follows in Shakespeare's play, Hamlet, where Polonius says, and it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. When you know yourself, and when you're true to yourself, and when you are true to others, when you are stepping into your power, when you are stepping into your gifts and your talents that was given to you and placed within you in this earth, from the moment you were a thought in the universe, from the moment you were in your mother's womb, when you can learn who you are and when you can learn your purpose. Mark Twain said, the two most important days in a man's life is the day he was born and the day he discovers why. So when it comes to choosing your people and those around you, know to thyself be true, and you will attract that which you are. Stay awesome. I lived with rejection for 50 years. When I was 2 years old, we had a small home, stayed in my parents' room. And one time they told me to step out of their room, and I went to my brothers and sisters' room. They told me to get out too. I was 2 years old and didn't know what the 2-year-old brain sat by my parents' door, feeling unloved and unwanted. And I carried that feeling of not being wanted or good enough throughout my life, even though I had a very, very loving family. What I have learned through my journey and through my healing was sometimes a rejection, but it's really not even about you. At the end of the day, people are just doing what they're doing. I was 2 years old. I went and I woke my sisters up. They weren't rejecting me. They were just tired, had nothing to do with me. And I think what I had to learn in life is that it's not always about me. It's not always about us. When people do certain things, it has many times nothing to do with us at all, but has to do with what you're doing, with what they are going through. Helen Keller said the only thing worse than having no sight is having sight but no vision. And I think that a lot of us, because we feel rejected, we cut our vision off. And then we don't want to move forward because we're afraid someone's going to say no. And it's okay. You have to change the way you look at things. And when that happens, the things you look at will change. Dr. Wayne Dyer. And you also have to learn to love yourself enough to know that there's nothing on the outside of you that can control what you were created to be. The awesomeness that you were created to be. I mean, just the fact that you were here means you're a winner. How many billions of cells sperm had to go through just for you to be born? And for you to be born a unique person? Well, the next time you feel rejected, you have to know and you have to realize that you were a winner the day you were created, because you won. You were born here. As human beings, we find ourselves in situations to where the outside pressures of life really brings us down. We reach a point to where sometimes we even feel like everything, it's not worth it. We're helpless, we're hopeless, and we get those feelings. I know I was there once, but once I realized it's not what happens to me that makes me whom I am. It's how I react to those outside pressures. And one of my favorite quotes, I love that you quote, Viktor Frankl said, that was life-changing for me. The last of humans' freedoms is one's ability to decide how one will act in any given set of circumstances. And when we are free to make the decision on how we react, we can react appropriately to anything that comes our ways. Dr. Wayne Dyer would say, if we change the way we look at things, the things we look at will change. And that's absolutely true. I'll give you a perfect example. One morning I wake up and it's just a really rainy day. It's just kind of a gloomy day. And by the way, days are always beautiful. It's our perception of the day that makes it not a good day. I look outside and my first thought is, wow, what a beautiful day. The rain is watering the trees. I live in Indiana. Everything's about ready to bloom. I just saw nothing but the beauty of the trees coming alive. Someone else in my household looks out that same window I looked at and says, oh my God, it's raining. What a gloomy, horrible day. And just that difference in perspective can make a difference of whether you live a life of joy and peace or one destruction and despair. Change the way you look at things, my friend, and the things you look at will change.